All right, let's talk about your marketing. If you're a business owner and you're putting money into growth, but something just feels off, a little fragile, then think of this as your intervention. We're going to step in, like a turnaround consultant, and really diagnose the hidden structural issues that are causing that shaky, unstable feeling. Let's get right into it.
Does this sound about right? You're spending the money, the reports show activity, but you just don't feel confident, do you? One month things look okay, the next, it feels like you're starting all over again. You're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing to grow, but that solid feeling of stability, it's just not there. And trust me, if you're feeling this frustration, you are definitely not alone.
So here's our game plan to get to the bottom of this. First, we're going to put a name to that unsettled feeling. Then, we'll talk about the usual suspects that people blame and why they're wrong. After that, I'm going to introduce you to something called the foundational marketing hierarchy. This is the absolute key. From there, we'll map out how to shift towards real stability, and we'll wrap up with a readiness check you can use for your business, like today.
Okay, first things first, let's just acknowledge the problem. It's that disconnect, between all the effort you're putting in and the results you're getting out. You're running ads, maybe you've hired an agency, but there's just no real clarity. Maybe revenue is even going up, but it feels like the whole thing could just fall apart tomorrow. This isn't just about numbers. It's about the constant pressure of trying to make big decisions when the ground under your feet feels like it's shifting.
And I need you to really hear this right now. The frustration you're feeling, it is not because you're incompetent. It's not a lack of effort or intelligence. Not at all. It is almost always a signal that something is seriously misaligned between what your marketing is doing and what your business can actually handle, your operations, your positioning, your real capacity.
So, why does this feeling of instability just stick around? Well, it's because we almost always blame the wrong things. We grab onto these easy, surface-level excuses because, hey, they feel like they have an easy fix. So let's pull back the curtain on these common misdiagnoses. Okay, look at this. On the left, you've got the usual excuses. Oh, the ads were written poorly. The agency doesn't know what they're doing. We just need a bigger budget. They sound plausible, right? But the real story, the structural reality, is over on the right. That's the stuff that actually matters. Your positioning is unclear, you haven't honestly looked at your capacity, or maybe your business model just isn't built to convert the traffic you're getting. You see, no amount of ad spend is ever going to fix these deeper issues.
And this right here, this brings us to the single most important reframe I can give you. Marketing does not create stability in your business. It tests it. Think about it like a stress test for a bridge. Marketing just applies pressure. It sends traffic and leads and attention to your existing operations. If your foundation is solid, you'll grow like crazy. But if it's got cracks, marketing will find and expose every single one of them.
So what is this foundation, this structure we keep talking about? Well, we can understand it through something I call the foundational marketing hierarchy. See, so many businesses get this completely backward, and that right there is exactly where all the instability comes from.
So the hierarchy is really just the proper sequence for building marketing that feels predictable and stable. It's not about finding some magic bullet or a new tactic. It's just about doing things in the right order. When you respect this sequence, things just click. They start to work. And when you reverse it, you get that all too familiar feeling of frustration and wasted money.
It breaks down into 3 simple levels. And believe me, this order is non-negotiable. Number 1, principle before tactic. This means you have to get absolutely crystal clear on who you serve before you even think about a tactic like Facebook ads. Number 2, system before tool. Your sales process, your system, has to be solid before you use a tool like SEO to pour gasoline on it. And finally, number 3, capacity before traffic. You have to be ready to successfully handle more business before you start driving more demand. Okay, so that's the diagnosis. Let's talk about the prescription. Getting to a place of stability isn't about launching some new, flashy campaign. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think. It's about asking much better questions before you spend another dime. Let's break down what that shift looks like. The very first shift is putting clarity before promotion. You've got to be razor sharp on who you serve, the specific problem you solve for them, and why you are the only logical choice. If your positioning is fuzzy, all promotion does is amplify the confusion for everyone. But when it's sharp, promotion just becomes easy reinforcement of what's already true. The second big shift is making sure you have readiness before you even attempt to scale. See, growth puts a ton of pressure on your systems. Do you actually know your close rate, your customer lifetime value? Are your fulfillment processes even consistent? Answering these operational questions first means you're building on a solid foundation, not just wishful thinking.
And the third shift, alignment before budget. Look, not every marketing channel is right for every business. A local plumber needs a totally different approach than a global software company. You have to align your marketing channels with your actual sales cycle and your business economics before you throw a budget at it. If you don't, you're just forcing a square peg into a round hole and wondering why it's not working.
So how do you know if your business is actually ready for more marketing pressure? This next part is a totally actionable self-assessment. It's a capacity check that, frankly, most businesses completely skip over, and it's exactly where they get into so much trouble.
I want you to pause and be brutally honest with yourself here. If your lead volume doubled overnight, what's the first thing that would break? Do you know with 100% confidence your break-even acquisition cost? Are you measuring actual revenue, or are you getting distracted by those surface-level metrics like clicks and impressions? Answering these questions doesn't just protect your marketing budget, it protects the stability of your entire company. So let's end on this thought. If your marketing feels unstable, the answer isn't more urgency. It's not about moving faster or spending more money. The real solution is deeper understanding. Taking the time to truly understand your positioning, your systems, and your real capacity, that's not a delay. It's the only way to prepare for growth that is not just successful, but more importantly, sustainable.